We on the grind, it's game time. Light shine, all eyes on the line. Every move, every play, we define. Party live, feel the prime. From the bench to the field, we climb. Champion rise, this our time. No fear, no limits, we grind. Bring the heat, watch it shine. This leg is wrong, we on grind. It's game time. Light shine, all eyes on the line. Every move, every play, we define. Heart beat loud, feel the prime. From the bench to the field, we climb.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of high school girls basketball on the ISC Sports Network as the Lebanon Tigers face off against the Clinton Prairie Gophers. Two teams, as you can see there by the records, in bad need of a win tonight. Along with Kristen Hazley, I'm John Herrick, and tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Day and Ginda Funeral Home, putting family first. Healthy Communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice. Mulberry Telecommunications, your local hometown fiber provider. The Frankfurt Eagles, Post 976, people helping people. And the Willow Creek Barn, providing a picturesque setting for the barn wedding of your dreams. And our pregame show is brought to you by Day and Ginda Funeral Home. Kristen, these are two teams that I know the results have not been what they've wanted so far, but they're both playing hard and are going to be competing hard against each other tonight to try to pull out a badly needed win.
Yeah, well, the best news is one of these two teams is going to walk away with a win tonight. So one will be adding it. But you're exactly right. Both of these teams playing a little bit of tough competition early on. Obviously, both of them wanting to be playing a little bit cleaner and more explosive basketball at this point in the season. But we would say both of these teams at this point trying to right the ship, looking to take care of the ball. It'll be a good matchup tonight.
This is our first look, which is brought to you by the Willow Creek Barn, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. So Lebanon, a 1-5 record under head coach Aaron Vaughn in his second year. Defeated Clinton Prairie last year 47-31, and this has been a pretty evenly matched series, though, since 2001. Clinton Prairie's won 5 of the 11 meetings. Cale Morris is the head coach. And one thing to note about Clinton Prairie's schedule, Kristen, their opponents' records that they have faced so far through 5 games have an opponent's record of 27-4, and they are a team made up of mostly freshmen. So that's a tough combination right there.
Yeah, and it bodes well for this team moving into the future. You know, if you're Coach Vaughn right now, you're just focusing on some of those development pieces, especially with as many younger classmen as he does have. Now, with that being said, you still love to get the win, and I think, you know, tonight we're going to have a tight matchup. You mentioned it's pretty evenly matched. I expect this to be a good game and could come down in the fourth quarter, John. And
one thing, both these teams would love to get things shored up offensively and defensively. Clinton Prairie averaging 27 points a game and allowing 51. Lebanon allowing 52, but they are scoring a tad more at 43. So we'll see what gives in this contest tonight. We'll have players to watch, keys to victory, and so much more when we come back in just a moment. You are watching high school girls basketball on the ISC Sports Network.
At Wampler's Disposal and Recycling, we take pride in offering waste management for commercial and residential clients. As an industry leader, Wampler's Disposal and Recycling brings the most professional and responsive collection service in the business. Since 1948, our family-owned and operated company has provided excellent service at competitive rates. We offer container rentals as well. Our longevity in the industry is a testament to our excellent service. We serve all of Clinton, Tippecanoe, Boone, Howard, and Carroll counties. For all your waste removal needs, call Wampler Services Incorporated today. You can reach us at 765-659-3721. Visit us online at wamplerservicesinc.com.
The Willow Creek Barn has been voted the best of weddings on the Knot for 4 years running. The Willow Creek Barn has earned its reputation for a reason. With breathtaking grounds, a stunning barn, and a staff that goes above and beyond, making sure that every detail is perfect, your wedding day will be seamless, joyful, and unforgettable. From the first look to the last dance, your happily ever after starts here. To book your dream wedding, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
Healthy Communities of Clinton County is committed to reduce the risk factors contributing to chronic disease, including health disparities by decreasing stigma and encouraging positive changes. HCCC is here for the community with systems of care navigators, entrance assistance, prenatal classes, mental health programs, substance use prevention, and more. To help make the healthy choice the easy choice, contact us at 659-6063 or through our website, healthyclincounty.org.
Wonderful rendition of the national anthem at Clinton Prairie High School. Let's give you our starting lineups, which are brought to you by Ardente Dental. Healthy smiles start here. And for the Lebanon Tigers, it's Allie Beer, who's averaging 6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. You've got Sophie Kiker, who's a 5'8 junior, averaging 4 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Aubrey Goodlett, a 5'8 junior, 5 points, 6 rebounds a game. Jade Mount, 5'11 senior, 6 points, 2 rebounds. And Katie Bowling, 8 points and 5 rebounds a game. They are coached by Aaron Vaughn. One thing to note, Ellie Cooper is a 5'7 junior who is their leading scorer at 9 points per game. We'll see if we see her come off the bench. Your thoughts about Lebanon so far as a team this year, Kristen?
Yeah, it's a good mix of upperclassmen and underclassmen, so a little bit more of that, experience piece we talked about. Obviously led by the senior there, Jade Mount. She's one of the players we'll talk about to kind of keep an eye on and some of the things she does for this team, but overall it's a Tigers team that's fighting to get back into that win column right now.
And then you look at the Clinton Prairie Gophers looking for their first win of the season, going with Lily Coleman, a senior. You've got Emma Grant, who is a freshman, Emmy Kaiser, who is a freshman as well, Clara Coleman, who's a freshman, and Alexis Perez, a sophomore. So 3 freshmen in the starting lineup for the Clinton Prairie Gophers. And 35-41 is Cale Morris's record at Clinton Prairie in his 4th year there. Last year, this team was 12-11. They just couldn't quite get over the hump that they were hoping for. Keys to Victory brought to you by Tier 1 Meat Company, where every cut is elite and every customer is family. What do you think about that, Kristen?
Yeah, well, for Lebanon, the number one key is going to be to stretch that Clinton Prairie defense. You already highlighted low scoring. They give up a lot of points, but they're not very explosive. So if you can get them spread out, use some shooters, knock down some early threes, it bodes well for getting into the paint. As far as for Clinton Prairie, they need to battle in the paint. You talk about Jade Mount and Katie Bowling for Lebanon. They're going to look to control the paint, rebound the ball, and just really make that their territory. Clinton Prairie has got to make it difficult on them. And finally, for both teams, you've got to take care of the ball. Lebanon likes to run fast. They can sometimes be their own detriment. Sometimes it's forced turnovers. Other times they're giving the ball up. And same thing for Clinton Prairie. To up that average score, they're going to need to take care of the ball.
Well, Clinton Prairie does not take care of the ball on their first possession. They turn it over. Jade Mount scored the first basket. She's got the second basket as well, and it's an early 4-0 lead. Your officials tonight brought to you by Wampler's Disposal Service and Recycling, where recycling makes sense. They're Brad Groninger, David Howard, and Mark Medley. Big thanks to those guys. Of course, it's very important. We have officials. Can't have games without them. Clinton Prairie comes up empty on their second possession, so right away having some trouble with the ball early on, hanging on to it, and that is helping Lebanon settle in nicely. A 3 on the way. Does not go down from Allie Beer. Fight for the rebound. It's won by Lily Coleman. She tried to save it from going out of bounds, and she did, but it goes out off of Clinton Prairie. So Lebanon is the beneficiary, and Aubrey Goodlett to play it in.
Yeah, good couple first looks here for the Tigers. Couple easy lay-ins, and then they find Allie Beer in the corner there for the open 3, and she is one of their high-volume shooters. If they can make some shots with her, that's where we're talking about the spreading out of the defense, and then you just let Jade Mount go to work at the post.
She's definitely been establishing her position already, scoring all 4 of the points so far. Part of the reason she's probably getting doubled right now. Goodlett looking for help, bouncing it out to Beer. Throws it into the lane, and it's caught but missed by Bowling. Put back up, missed by Goodlett, and saved from going out of bounds. Clinton Prairie finally able to get possession of it. And then what? Looks like we might have an offensive foul here on Clara Coleman for throwing her elbow.
Right, and you good call out there, John. They're going to go ahead and try and double their Jade Mount, but great work by Kate Bowling to go over the other side and go ahead and find it.
Ball back to Lebanon. Allie Beer inbounds. Risky pass over there to Goodlett as Lebanon tries to work it around. They were 9-14 last year, and that one's taken away by Emma Grant. Ball still loose, and what do we have? Referee pointing that direction, and I think we got a timeout called immediately by Clinton Prairie. And I can't say I blame Cale Morris here for wanting to talk things over because it's been a bit of a scatterbrained first start. So while we have a moment, we'll let you know that tonight's game is brought to you by the Frankfort Eagles Post 976, serving our community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, the Frankfort Eagles offers something for everyone. For more information on who they are and what they do, visit FOE.com or stop by 408 North Main Street in Frankfort. So what do you think, Kristen, they're talking about in this huddle right now?
Well, I think, Coach is just trying to calm them down. Early on, a bit of a flurry there from Lebanon. Only had 1 or 2 trips down the court and not a lot of success. Obviously, the turnover there. I think he's just trying to steady the ship, tell them, hey, take a deep breath. Yes, this Lebanon team is going to be good. They're going to go and try and find us in the paint. Just take a deep breath, try and run our offense. They're much better out of the half court than they are trying to beat this full press here.
Lebanon keeping that pressure on, which you would think they will do until they are given no reason not to. Driving in the lane, Emma Grant lost it out of bounds, and that's already turnover number 4 on the Gophers.
Yeah, and I like the idea by Emma Grant. She gets past her defender, goes ahead and draws 2 in. The pass there, the dump off, just a little bit off target. And you said it'll be another turnover, but it's at least an encouraging bit of movement there from Clinton Prairie.
Beer finds her wide open teammate Goodlett under the basket. When you're paying attention to Mount, that's going to free up Goodlett. And Lebanon has upped their lead now to 6-0, and they immediately press.
Yeah, the more they keep this pressure on, very indicative of the way Lebanon plays. You talked pregame, they're averaging closer to 51, 52 points a game, and a lot of that is their defense turning into offense.
Grant slides, throws it out. They work it around to Perez. Alexis Perez cuts in the corner to Kaiser. Had a good look, didn't go down. Rebound by Mount. Lebanon off and running again. Bowling motoring to the rack. Offensive foul called on Katie Bowling.
That's a big one right there. She's one of their primary ball handlers, but it's a great defensive stand there by the Gophers. Looks like that's
Coleman.
Yeah, Coleman there. Nice work. Gets her feet set. Sees Bowling coming at her. That's good work for the Clinton Prairie.
And that definitely, that's the kind of play that can get a team fired up. You draw an offensive foul on the opposition. That's always a play that can get going for the other team. Emma Grant, off-balance shot there, rebounded by Sophie Kiker. So Clinton Prairie attacking the basket, getting not such bad looks. They're just not knocking them down right now.
Yeah, you feel like every time the Gophers are going down the court, it's a little bit better each time, getting a few more better looks, starting to figure it out and settle in a little bit.
Beer out to Kiker. There's Beer again. Clinton Prairie going with a zone defense. Knocked away. And Alexis Perez helped knock it away and get the steal. Turnover on Lebanon. Emma Grant the other direction.
And this is more what we'll see from the Gophers. They like that half-court offense. It's a little bit slower, a little bit more methodical, but it's their comfort zone. It's where they get their best looks.
Ball knocked out of bounds. It's pointing the direction of Clinton Prairie. First substitution for Lebanon. Here comes Ellie Cooper, who I mentioned in the pregame, not averaging 9 points, 3 rebounds a game, their leading scorer. As Aaron Vaughn tries to set things up for his team.
Yeah, and Ellie Cooper, a great inside-out player. She can handle the ball for you. She also is a menace down on the post.
Shot up, does not fall from Grant. Fight for the rebound, won by Lebanon's Ellie Cooper. Tigers on the attack. Well, the zone defense worked out well for Clinton Prairie last time. They forced a turnover. Let's see how that works this time. 3 by Cooper. And the rebound gathered in by Coleman.
Yeah, and that might be one of the reasons we're seeing Cooper at this point, is she is one of those players that can shoot you out of his own defense.
Clinton Prairie tries to get settled in. This has been their bugaboo this year, averaging only 27 points per game. Coleman looking around, finds Kaiser. Now this is Grant. Grant attacks, has it knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Kiker, so it stays on this end with Clinton Prairie.
Yeah, Kaiser doing a nice job of trying to pick up the pace a little bit, trying to find some different angles there, but the ball just sticking a little bit for the Gophers right now.
Long inbound pass. Boy, even every inbound's just contested. Lebanon's had it well defended. Perez looking for some help. She's got Kiker all over her. Perez attacks, shoots, misses. And Lebanon comes out of there with the board. Kiker has it, and Kiker flies it up the floor. It's caught by Goodlett, and then out to a jump shooting Beer who couldn't get it to go down, and the rebound by Coleman.
That's a great initial break there by the Tigers, and that's sort of more of their identity there. They want to run on you. They like to, you mentioned the high pressure. They'll run off of deflections, create a lot of offense that way. That look that they just found there is exactly what they want to see.
Bounce pass, left side to Coleman. Now to Perez. Wheels it back and stops. Grant on the move. And threw it away, telegraphed it right to Beer. Beer pushes and scores. The layup was a little bit awkward at first, but she was able to use enough of the glass to get it to go down. Her first 2 points. 3 different Lebanon Tigers have scored in this one.
Yeah, and that's just a product of Clinton Prairie's offense being a little bit slow. It's much easier to read, especially for a defense that lives on turnovers like Lebanon does.
Yep, and then Emma Grant helps them out with that. She shuffles her feet and travels before she puts the foot down and puts us in that situation. Of course, if you're Clinton Prairie, you're already frustrated that you had to use one timeout. That was a 30-second that they used early on in this one. Out high to Beer. This is Cooper, back to Beer. They swing it around. Good ball movement by the Tigers, but Prairie defends it well. Open three, yes, from Ellie Cooper. She's now the 4th different Lebanon player to get in the scoring column.
That's a nice shot by Cooper there, and that entire play set up to get her that look.
That might have been a backcourt violation. Yep, and it was. Tonight's game brought to you by Day and Ginda Funeral Home with locations in Frankfort, Flora, Mulberry, and Rossville. The compassionate and experienced staff at Day and Ginda Funeral Home dedicated to providing a loving and genuine environment for you to honor your loved one. For more information on their services and community involvement, go to dayandginda.com. Day and Ginda Funeral Homes, where we put family first. That's just been the issue for Clinton Prairie. 7 turnovers, no points here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and obviously credit, some of the pressure that Lebanon's putting on defensively. We talked about the full court press, and then they're just having issues breaking that as well. But if you do, then you get into the fact that you've got to go up against some of their larger post presences. And it's just a little bit of tough sledding right now for Clinton Prairie. We've seen them have a little bit of success, but again, it's got to be those quick looks that they can maybe find within the first 10 seconds of their possession.
That was Jade Mount, who was called for traveling. One of the officials has to tie his shoe, and we are back ready to go. Kinley Cummins is in for the first time for the Gophers. She was the inbounder there. Open shot does not go down from Clara Coleman.
I like the look from Coleman, though. She's open in the corner. She's a shooter that can make that shot. Might as well go for it. Lebanon gets a 3 there,
yeah.
But, if Coleman makes it on the other end there, you're completely changing the way Lebanon has to play defense then. Right now, they're letting them take those shots, and that's why she's so open.
And Cooper now with 6 points. Ellie Cooper averaging 9 a game, already with 6 here in the first quarter, knocking down 2 threes as Lebanon pushes the lead up to 14. Clinton Prairie tries to settle in. Cummins drives, shoots, and scores. So that's exactly what the Gophers had been going for all quarter long, and Kinley Cummins delivers.
Yeah, credit Kinley Cummins. A great shot fake there. The one dribble, and no doubt about it, that shot on target there.
Drive inside, shot up and missed. Offensive foul called on Katie Bowling. And that's a big call because Bowling just got whistled for her 2nd foul.
Yeah, that is massive. Take a look at the replay here.
Yeah.
I think she's almost accidentally set, if you will. I don't know that she was expecting contact there, but she set, and you said it, a big call on Bowling. 2 fouls in the first quarter. That just throws a little bit of a wrench in Lebanon's game plan, but right now, not really that big of a concern.
Healthy Communities of Clinton County offers free navigation services for all pregnant women. A licensed nurse is available to help you with free pregnancy tests, prenatal vitamins, insurance assistance, prenatal appointment assistance, smoking or vaping cessation, breastfeeding, labor, delivery, safe sleep, car seat, and newborn care education. Call Libby at 765-659-6063 for more information. Heaven Tunstill is the player who came in for Lebanon to replace Bowling, who's out of the game now with 2 fouls. A 3 on the way, does not go down from Coleman, and out of there with it comes the Lebanon Tigers. It was Kiker with the rebound.
Yeah, last few times on the trip, Gophers having a really good, much better looks. Moving the ball, we had 2 open 3 looks. Obviously, the knockdown there in the last possession, but it's been better from them offensively.
And the steal by Grant. Grant could not get the shot up in time. 4th Lebanon turnover nearly resulted in a basket, but we go to the second quarter with the score. 14-2 Lebanon. You are watching high school girls basketball on the ISC Sports Network.
If you haven't signed up for Mintel Fiber Optic Internet from Mulberry Telecommunications, then you're missing out. We have various packages to choose from and speeds up to a gig. Not to mention each package includes a Wi-Fi 6 wireless router and access to our Mintel Smart Home app, giving you complete control of your network backed by our award-winning customer service. Go ahead and dance till your heart's content in whatever reality you want, even if it's virtual. Mulberry Telecommunications offering the best gig in town. Sign up today at Mintel.net and experience the Mintel difference.
Hey, attention all engaged couples. Discover why the Willow Creek Barn has been voted the Knott's Best of Weddings for 4 years in a row. Nestled just outside of Frankfort, Indiana, our venue offers stunning indoor and outdoor ceremony options with breathtaking photo opportunities. We provide the perfect backdrop for your dream barn wedding. So to start planning your unforgettable day, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com. Along with Kristen Hazley, I'm John Herrick from Clinton Prairie High School. Been a rough go of it for the Gophers. 7 turnovers so far for them, 4 for Lebanon. Ellie Cooper was the catalyst there in that first quarter for Lebanon with 2 threes knocked down. Lebanon had put some pressure on Clinton Prairie. Prairie had some good looks, Kristen, just couldn't knock them down.
Yeah, towards the end of the first quarter, they really started to figure out their offensive sets a little bit, get into it and be a little bit more methodical, took better care of the ball, and that's when we saw them have a little bit of success with some of those looks. Credit Lebanon. I mean, Clinton Prairie has kind of struggled all season with some of those longer athletic defenders, but Lebanon does that, plus adds their offensive pace, which it's just wearing the Gophers out a bit right now.
Emmy Kaiser is called for traveling there, so that is turnover number 8 now on Clinton Prairie. And Lebanon tries to take advantage the other way. Also, both these teams have a pretty big JV roster. The JV game before this was 2 quarters, so we might see some JV players get some action at the varsity level as Alexis Perez comes up with a nice steal. Thought about the 3, then passed it up. Clinton Prairie's gone with man and some zone defense. Lebanon's been in man the whole time. Kaiser out to Perez again.
Yeah, man-to-man not really causing Lebanon any issues right now. The switch to the zone there, I'm not sure that would do them many favors either, because at this point, Clinton Prairie's almost got to shoot themselves back into this game.
Driving in between 2 defenders, Grant lost the handle on it, and back the other way comes Lebanon. It's, one thing I'll say about Clinton Prairie, they're not settling for jump shots that are ill-advised. They're getting in the lane. It's just bad stuff happens once they get in the lane. Drive inside from Kiker, bounces it in to Cooper, and Cooper gets that layup, and Lebanon just continues to add to their lead.
Yeah, and you're right, John. They've had a lot of success moving the ball around, finding their way into the lane. It is just almost that finishing piece, whether it's a turnover or, we saw that last trip down. Could have been maybe potentially a block call there, but, they play on, obviously, just not having – there's another one for them.
Lily Coleman knocks that one in.
But, yeah, much better when they move that ball around. And you're right, they're not settling for bad shots necessarily, as we see her drain that one from the elbow.
And then Cooper misses the floater. Offensive rebound, though. Goodlet, and Goodlet had it stolen away. 6 turnover by Lebanon. Perez a little bit out of control as she drives in. And then after she misses that, she picks up a frustration foul. She tries to steal it from Ellie Cooper. So Perez with the first foul of the game on Clinton Prairie. They didn't commit any fouls in that first quarter. Allie Beer checks in and gives Aubrey Goodlett a breather on the bench.
Yeah, Allie Beer, again, one of those shooters that if she's got an open look, she's got the green light. We saw her make 2, I believe, in the first quarter. Maybe just 1. But anyway, a couple really good opportunities and shots that she was able to find herself.
Cooper didn't like what she saw, so she kicks it out to Kiker, and Kiker tries to lob it in the lane, overshot her intended target there and threw the ball out of bounds.
It's a great look by Kiker. You know, that's a pass you want her to make. Maybe just a little bit more on target there. That's something Lebanon can sometimes fall victim to is
man.
Yeah, just
Madison German Potter just checked in and falls down. You hope she's okay. She gets right back up, and then a 3 miss by Kiker. Boy, that looked a little scary, but she got right back up, and after all that, Lebanon misses the shot, and Clinton Prairie still only down 12. Those 7 turnovers by Lebanon are keeping Clinton Prairie in this despite it being a rough first half.
Yeah, their defense is keeping them in this, obviously still within striking distance, especially the way we've seen some of the Clinton Prairie players shoot the ball. You know, they're getting good looks. Again, if some of those start falling, it's a completely different game.
Open 3 by Kaiser. Yes, she had missed one earlier. 3 different Clinton Prairie Gophers have scored now, so Kaiser gets going there with a nice corner 3. And Clinton Prairie's got this deficit back under double digits. A lob back to Mount, and Mount is how they started the game. 2 quick baskets by Jade to go up 4-0, and now Jade Mount has 6 after that one.
Yeah, and Jade Mount, just a really solid post player, but even more difficult to guard when you don't have anyone that really can body her up about that same height. And so really, you know, if she gets the ball with space in the post, she's got an easy day in front of her.
Perez directs traffic, gets a screen. Perez draws the defense in, shoots over it, nearly scores, but does not. And Jade Mount the rebound. Lebanon pushing with Beer. Now they slow it up. Beer lobs it into Mount, has the matchup advantage, and uses that advantage to her right and off the glass and in.
And again, it's, you know, she's gotten double teamed there, but I don't think either player is within about 3 inches of her height. So really able to do kind of whatever she wants to down there when they're able to find her on those mismatch.
Emmy Kaiser with a break there. She lost the ball. Sophie Kiker almost stole it from her, but then Kiker lost it out of bounds. Out of the game for Lebanon. They make a substitution. They bring Sienna Hyatt out. She's on the JV team, but she's getting some varsity minutes. She got in briefly. Now she comes out. And Lebanon brings that full court pressure, and why not? It's clearly working as the steal registered by Kiker. Beer lobs it into Mount. Mount has herself surrounded and tried to kick it out to the wing. That double team was a good one from Clinton Prairie as it leads to a Lebanon turnover.
Yeah, Emerson Kaiser there just trying to get Lebanon off her back. Looked like she threw a little bit of an elbow there, but no call from the refs, which is fine. It's obviously just the frustration there of the Tigers' press offense getting to the Gophers.
Kaiser checks out. Emma Grant is back in, and Grant inbounds. Finds German Potter with it. Ellie Cooper's been busy on both the offensive and defensive end. She's number 10 in black on your screen. Perez drives, nice move. Almost lost the handle, got it back. She's had a couple of looks where she came close, but this time she converts for her first 2 of the game.
Yeah, it's well done there. She gets into the lane, just a beautiful little 1-foot jump shot on that, and finally finds the bottom of the net.
And then a steal on the other side by German Potter. She goes and attacks, knocked to the floor again, but it is a foul on Lebanon. This one goes against Allie Beer as she picks up her first foul of the evening. Another look at it here, courtesy of our great technical director, Sean Walker. You see Madison German Potter with the right mindset, taking it right to the rack and seeing if she can cut into this Lebanon lead. At Tier 1 Meat Company, we take pride in delivering locally secured premium beef and pork, the kind of meat that honors the land, respects the craft, and fuels families with real flavor. From custom processing to mission-ready catering, we bring the firepower to elevate every meal and every moment. Founded by veterans, every cut is elite, and every customer is family. Step into Tier 1 at 128 West Catherine Street in Flora, or visit them online at tier1meatcompany.com. Both of those free throws were made, so Good effort there by Madison German-Potter to get her first 2 points of the game. And since a full timeout was taken by Lebanon, that allows us to pass along this message, which is Mulberry Telecommunications offers high-speed fiber optic internet, streaming TV, and telephone solutions. We are a local telecommunications cooperative that's been serving Clinton and Tippecanoe County for over 120 years. Now that we've expanded our services into Carroll County, we are excited to join your neighborhood and welcome you to our Fiberhood. Learn more at mintel.net or call 765-296-2885. Well, Kristen, this is a bit of a precarious situation here if you're Lebanon. You've had a double-digit lead for much of the game, but you've committed 9 turnovers. You've let Clinton Prairie hang around. They just made some free throws, and they're still very much in this thing.
Yeah, and Lebanon obviously, taking the time out here, just trying to regroup everyone, give them a little run here. Again, this Clinton Prairie team scored 2 points in the entire first quarter, so, a 9-point quarter is obviously much better for them. I think coach is probably encouraging them, hey, that full court press, let's cut off some of those passing lanes. Everything Clinton Prairie is doing right now is very predictable. You've just got to, and again, you said it, you've got to take care of the ball, right, on the offensive end, and you've got to play that defense you're known for.
That is Ellie Cooper's favorite spot to shoot threes, it appears, but she misses that time. Rebound by Lily Coleman, but of course, Lebanon's not going to stop that full court pressure. Coleman had to throw it off of Mount just to keep the possession alive, and Emmy Kaiser is back in to the Clinton Prairie lineup. She replaces Clara Coleman. And that's going to be something that Prairie has to figure out because the full court pressure has been effective for Lebanon. They break it this time. Perez holds it up and lets her offense get in gear.
Yeah, to me, it was just too easy to break there. If you can dribble past 2 Lebanon defenders to break the press, it's not a high enough press.
Grant out to German-Potter. German-Potter attacks. Kicks to Perez again. Shot up by Perez and missed. Tried to save it from going out of bounds and could not. So, boy, this game has taken on a physical nature. 11th turnover by Clinton Prairie. I've seen several girls get knocked to the floor on a lot of different occasions, whether it's been diving for loose balls or trying to get rebounds.
Yeah, that one just a nice battle there, and they just got caught up a bit. But, man, those basketball courts, they can be hard. They sound hard, I tell you what.
Sophie Kiker trying to set something up. Now Beer. Lob to Mount. Had to save it from going out of bounds. She was too far into the basket. Shot up and does not go down from Kiker. And off and running goes Clinton Prairie. They've outscored Lebanon in this quarter 9-6. And we have a blocking foul here on the Tigers.
Yeah, everything going Clinton Prairie's way right there. But how about the athleticism there? Jade Mount saves the ball going out of bounds. Finds an open teammate. She's not able to knock down the shot, but an excellent job taking care of the ball there by Lebanon and Jade Mount.
That's Aubrey Goodlet's foul. She picks up her first. Inbound comes into Kaiser for 3 off the mark, and the rebound by Jade Mount. Swings it Beer. Finds Goodlet. Beer moves. Cooper for 3. Perez tried to close out, not in time, and Ellie Cooper now in double figures with 11 points. The lead is back to double digits for Lebanon at 23-11.
Yeah, the junior, you said it, finding that sweet spot in the corner there and knocks down another one.
And then Mount with the block on Coleman. Lob in, Goodlet. Around a defender, tough shot, got her own rebound off the miss, put back up and in. Aubrey Goodlet has 4. And right after Clinton Prairie had cut the deficit to 9, 5 unanswered here by Lebanon with less than a minute to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, Aubrey Goodlet doing it all for the Tigers down on the post. That was one of the keys to the game that we mentioned for the Clinton Prairie Gophers. They have to make the paint a battle. Right now, it's too easy for Lebanon to get their own rebounds, find the paint, find the open player. They're just living there right now, John.
Allie Beer with the steal, went the other way. What are they saying? Are they saying it was off of her? Yes, if it is, that's the 10th turnover on Lebanon. It is. Clara Coleman is back in the game. Coach Cale Morris for the Clinton Prairie Gophers trying to find some lineup that works. Lob into Perez. Got it around to Cooper, but Cooper was there. Perez driving in, off-balance shot, no. Got her own rebound, though, and circles it back out to Avery Maciel, her first time in the game, and then it's knocked away and taken away by the Tigers. They really just keep coming after you on the defensive end. And the other way, Kiker slows it up and leaves it for Beer. 20 seconds to go. And nice tie-up. Emma Grant comes in to grab the ball away from Goodlet or try it, and it's a held ball. Possession arrow, though, with Lebanon. So 13 seconds remaining in the half. It's been about 3 minutes since Clinton Prairie has scored. Now they got to hope they get a stop here. Beer gets it back from Goodlet. 6 seconds. 3 by Cooper. No, but an offensive rebound put back by Sophie Kiker, and she is fouled, and she gets to go to the free throw line with 1.6 remaining.
Yeah, and it's a good look here from Lebanon. They want to hold for one of the last shots. How about the effort there? That's just an effort play by Sophie Kiker, stepping in and getting the foul. So she'll go to the foul line there. Could have potentially had an and one at the end of the half.
That was Emma Grant picking that foul up as Kiker knocks down the first. Boy, these last couple minutes, right when it looked like Clinton Prairie was making a move, Lebanon says, nice try, but we are going to respond, and they have. Kiker goes 1 of 2 at the line. Ball knocked out of bounds. Stays with Lebanon, but there's only 0.1 seconds on the clock. So Beer's going to have to basically throw this towards the basket and hope that somebody can tip it in. She might be looking for Mount, and instead lobs it out, tipped away, and that is the end of the first half. Before we go to halftime, we'll remind you that Wamplers is a place where recycling always makes sense. Be sure to call Wamplers at 659-3721 for all of your trash, recycling, and scrap needs. Wamplers Disposal Service and Recycling, family owned since 1948. We'll have our halftime show when we come back in a moment. We'll give you the first half statistics and give you our thoughts as well. You are watching high school girls basketball on the ISC Sports Network.
Davis Comfort Solutions.
At Davis Comfort Solutions Heating and Cooling, the name says it all. Davis Comfort Solutions will keep you comfortable all season long with 2 locations, Fowler and Colfax. They service most of central Indiana.
We've got the air necessities, great service and efficiencies, bringing peace and comfort to your life.
DavisComfortSolutions.com.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable. Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die. Inconceivable. To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99. Inconceivable.
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
Frankfurt Eagles 976, serving with the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfurt Eagles offers something for everyone. Golf leagues, bingo, concerts, kid parties, cookouts, and more. For more information on who we are and what we do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfurt Eagles at 408 North Main Street, Frankfurt, Indiana.
At Laser Edge Turf and Excavation, we take pride in keeping your property looking its best and your projects moving forward. From expert commercial and residential mowing to lawn fertilization that keeps your grass healthy year-round, we've got your yard covered. Need more than lawn care? We also specialize in directional boring, trenching, and full excavation work. Whether it's maintaining your curb appeal or tackling big jobs underground, trust Laser Edge and Excavation to get the job done right. Let us tackle your next project. Give us a call at 670-2286. The Willow Creek Barn has been voted the best of weddings on the knot for 4 years running. The Willow Creek Barn has earned its reputation for a reason. With breathtaking grounds, a stunning barn, and a staff that goes above and beyond, making sure that every detail is perfect, your wedding day will be seamless, joyful, and unforgettable. From the first look to the last dance, your happily ever after starts here. To book your dream wedding, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
26-11, your halftime score as the Lebanon Tigers have the lead over the Clinton Prairie Gophers along with Kristen Hazley. I'm John Herrick. Kristen, your thoughts on that first half we saw?
Yeah, two very different quarters, I thought. Obviously very similar styles of play, but the second quarter, Clinton Prairie scoring 9 points where they only had 2 in the first quarter. So something was figured out there, or it could have been a drop-off from Lebanon. I personally think there was a bit of a step down on the defensive effort in that second quarter from Lebanon.
Our first half segment presented to you by the Willow Creek Barn, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. That is the Willow Creek Barn. 11 points for Ellie Cooper. She leads all scorers for the Lebanon Tigers. When we come back, we'll look at some of the first half highlights presented by Mulberry Telecommunications. This is high school girls basketball on the ISC Sports Network.
Day & Ginda Funeral Home, proudly putting family first, strives to care and honor the families of Clinton and Carroll County in ways that share the loved one's story. In our effort to serve your family at the highest of quality, we have added our own crematories, one for your loved one and another crematory for your furry family members. Contact us for information on how we can serve your family. Day & Ginda Funeral Home, putting family first.
In this town, game day starts long before kickoff. It's the work behind the scenes that makes champions. At Tier 1 Meat Company, we prep with the same focus, discipline, and pride as the hometown heroes we feed. From our block to your block, fuel every victory. Tier 1 Meat Company. Mission, feed the fans. Standard, champion quality. Scan the QR code for a game day upgrade.
We've all heard the question, if a tree falls in a forest, does it make a sound? Honestly, we're not sure either. But what we do know is that if it falls in your yard, it usually leaves behind an unsightly stump that you'll be stuck mowing around. At JXN Stump Solutions, we'll get rid of that stump for good, and here's the best part. We offer free estimates, so you'll know the cost before the work begins. We deliver quality work from a professional, locally owned company with a commitment to leaving your property cleaner, safer, and stump-free. Contact us today at 242-9523. At JXN Stump Solutions, we're rooted in service and driven to remove.
Welcome to Trinity Hope Center. Here we are actively engaged in our recovery community with a multitude of activities including peer recovery coaching, a full computer lab, grief groups, relapse prevention, pre- and postnatal support group, educational workshops for family members with addicted loved ones, expungent workshops, parent cafes, Saturday pro-social activities, recovery walk club, book club, and even video game nights. For more information, give us a call at 765-250-1845.
Let's look at some of the first half highlights here presented by Mulberry Telecommunications, the best gig in town. And I think so far we saw a lot of big plays early on there, Kristen, from Jade Mount. She got them going early on. 8 points for her in the first half. Aubrey Goodlett stepped up. She had 4 points as well. Ellie Cooper, though, led the way with 11. The defense of Lebanon forced Clinton Prairie into 12 first-half turnovers.
Yeah, and Lebanon's offense was ticking early on. As you take a look at some of those highlights you mentioned, Jaden Mount just living on the block, able to do whatever she wants down there right now. And then you said it, you've got Ellie Cooper chipping in from behind the arc as well as Allie Beer, and they are just ticking on all cylinders as they go through that second quarter.
Emmy Kaiser with 3 points to lead the way for Clinton Prairie, and then Madison German-Potter, Lily Coleman, Alexis Perez, and Kenley Cummins all had 2 points in that first half for Clinton Prairie to add up to their 11. When we come back, we'll talk about adjustments we might see from both teams to start the second half. You are watching high school girls basketball on the ISC Sports Network.
Whether you dine in or carry out, the South Fork restaurant is known for daily lunch and dinner specials. World-famous hand-battered tenderloins, fresh, never-frozen whole catfish, and award-winning onion rings. The kitchen is open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Come join us at 105 South Click Street in Mulberry or visit southforkpub.com for the latest menu options. The South Fork Restaurant, a proud supporter of Clinton Prairie Athletics. Meet Henry. Henry is hip. Henry loves the new Mintel TV streaming app. And check out Helen. With features like Cloud DVR, Restart, and Look Back TV, Helen never misses her favorite shows. And this is Bob. Bob can't contain his excitement for the new Mintel TV streaming app. Bob is proving that you actually can teach an old dog new tricks. What do you say, Bob? Does the Mintel TV app get a thumbs up? All right, Bobby-o. Mintel TV, the next generation of awesome, upgrade today. The Willow Creek Barn has been voted the best of weddings on the knot for 4 years running. The Willow Creek Barn has earned its reputation for a reason. With breathtaking grounds, a stunning barn, and a staff that goes above and beyond, making sure that every detail is perfect, your wedding day will be seamless, joyful, and unforgettable. From the first look to the last dance, your happily ever after starts here. To book your dream wedding, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
26-11 is the halftime score here. Advantage for Lebanon. Before we start the second half, Kristen, what do you think both teams need to make in terms of adjustments?
Well, the Tigers obviously sitting in a good spot. We talked about a little bit of a defensive lull there in the second quarter. I think you want to pick that D back up, pick up the intensity, continue the full court press. Now on the other side for Clinton Prairie, once they get into the paint, they're in good shape, right? It's when they're not in a set offense or that in-between where we're seeing some of those turnovers. Basically, the Clinton Prairie offense is not great at improvising. When they're in their offense, great. When they get into the paint, great. In between is where it's getting dicey. So can you recycle and get back into an offensive set or drive the paint? They've done a nice job of attacking the hoop and getting some Lebanon players in foul trouble. I'd like to see more of that from them.
Those halftime adjustments presented by JXN Stump Solutions, rooted in service, driven to remove at JXN Stump Solutions. When we come back, we'll have the second half for you on the ISC Sports Network, where local lives here.
At Wampler's Disposal and Recycling, we take pride in offering waste management for commercial and residential clients. As an industry leader, Wampler's Disposal and Recycling brings the most professional and responsive collection service in the business. Since 1948, our family-owned and operated company has provided excellent service at competitive rates. We offer container rentals as well. Our longevity in the industry is a testament to our excellent service. We serve all of Clinton, Tippecanoe, Boone, Howard, and Carroll counties. For all your waste removal needs, call Wampler Services Incorporated today. You can reach us at 765-659-3721. Visit us online at wamplerservicesinc.com.
At Davis Comfort Solutions, we understand that your comfort is important. That's why our team of highly experienced technicians will strive to be your go-to when it comes to your home, shop, or business's heating and cooling needs. For more information on financing and special offers, visit us online at daviscomfortsolutions.com. I'm Sean Herrick along with Kristen Hazley. It is Advantage Lebanon, 26-11. They have the lead over Clinton Prairie. Two struggling basketball teams, Lebanon 1-5, Clinton Prairie 0-5. And this is a time where Lebanon's trying to get back on the right track, and Clinton Prairie, they've had moments this season where they've looked pretty good defensively, but the offense has struggled to get there. Let's see if they can get on track in the second half. Well, they get a good look right away on a three ball that does not go down from Emma Grant. Fight for the rebound out of bounds off of Clinton Prairie.
Yeah, it's a good look for the Gophers right out of the halftime. A nice inbound play there, open shot. But you said it, Lebanon wants to try and get back on to the momentum they had in that first quarter. Credit the Gophers, though, for winning that second quarter and making it a bit more of a game here.
And a great lob in from Allie Beer to Katie Bowling. Bowling had it knocked free out of her hands, and it's a turnover on Lebanon, their 11th. Bowling had to come out of the game in foul trouble. She picked up 2 early fouls in that first quarter and hasn't gotten on track offensively yet. Averaging 8 points a game, she is their second leading scorer. And now Lebanon's playing a bit of a zone defense here.
I mean, you might as well. Clinton Prairie found some nice open threes, didn't hit many of them in the first half. So, you know, that might be the gamble you make. Go ahead and take those 3-point shots, just stay out of our paint.
Emmy Kaiser misfires on the three. Out of bounds the ball goes, and Lebanon gets the ball back. So they started off with a 14-2 lead. They scored the first 10 points of the game before Clinton Prairie finally got on the board. And then it was 14-2 at the end of the first quarter. And for much of the second quarter, though, Clinton Prairie was outscoring Lebanon until the very end of it when Lebanon finished that second period on a 6-0 run.
Yeah, but, you look at halftime, and we talked pregame, Lebanon's averaging about 51, 52 points a game. So they're right on track as far as the average goes. I think if you look at this Clinton Prairie Gophers team, you'd expect it to be maybe a little bit higher just due to their lack of depth and lack of pace a little bit. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Lebanon go off on one of these final quarters.
Allie Beer got that last layup for Lebanon, and then a traveling violation called on Emma Grant. And you really feel bad for her because if you saw her, she was wide open under the basket calling for it, and they didn't find her. So she's frustrated because it's like, man, I was open, you didn't see me. Then she gets the ball, and she commits a traveling violation. It's just been that kind of night for Clinton Prairie. But they do get a nice steal here as Lily Coleman steps in front of that pass. And that's one thing that Coach Aaron Vaughn of Lebanon will be harping on this week to try to clean up. That is their 12th turnover, and Clinton Prairie has 13 of their own.
Yeah, definitely uncharacteristic of this Lebanon team. A lot of unforced turnovers. But again, credit the Gophers. They're not going away. They're keeping up the defensive pressure, and there's another one. Another nice steal for the Gophers.
Perez comes up with that, attacks the lane, drives, shoots, and scores. So Alexis Perez now has a Clinton Prairie high of 4 points. Yeah. Right behind her is Emmy Kaiser with 3.
Yeah, another nice job there. Obviously reads the passing lane, gets the tip, but I love the finish there. Stays focused, even goes at the defender in the hoop to get to the 2 points.
And there's just the matchup nightmare. Jade Mount has been so tough for Clinton Prairie to defend. Mount now in double figures with 10 after that layup.
Yeah, and Mount's so good. Even if you get the ball to her and she gets doubled, she's great at court awareness, knows where to dump it off to, typically knows where to find an open teammate.
And Aubrey Goodlett steps right in the passing lane there and steals that one away. On the left side now, Kiker, who dumps it back down to Goodlett. Beer tries to go with a behind-the-back dribble and is fouled by Emma Grant. So Grant now picks up her second foul.
And those are the fouls. If you're at Clinton Prairie, you're trying to get back into it. It's so unnecessary. Kills your momentum. It's out there past the three-point line. That's just one you don't love giving up.
Driving around, Kiker inside. And the open shot is made by Katie Bowling. So Bowling, of course, a difficult first half, so that has to feel good for her to get that bucket, her first 2 of the game. Knocked to the floor, picked up by Goodlett, and Lebanon on the move again. And then I think that ball was kicked by Alexis Perez.
It's a great point to make about Bowling there. You know, missing the entire, just take a replay at her finish there, missing much of the first half. Lebanon still played just fine. All cylinders clicking. They were just fine without Bowling. So, again, she's one that goes into the math equation of potentially blowing out this second half.
Allie Beer gets called for 5 seconds. She held on to the ball too long, upset she couldn't find someone. That is the 14th turnover on Lebanon. So Clinton Prairie will get the ball when we come back out of this timeout. And are you tired of unsightly tree stumps ruining your yard? Let the folks at JXN Stump Solutions take care of it. They've got the equipment and the experience to get the job done right. They offer 3 tiers of service that'll rejuvenate your yard, all at competitive, budget-friendly rates. Call 765-242-9523 today for a free estimate. JXN Stump Solutions, rooted in service and driven to remove. Well, this game getting away from Clinton Prairie a little bit here, Kristen, and I think they've got to like what they've done on the defensive end. It's just been the offense yet again that we talked about that's been the issue.
Yeah, their defense is stepping up to the plate, really limiting some of the things Lebanon can do right now, forcing some turnovers. But you're right, it's just the offense that they're still tweaking, still trying to just find that right rhythm to get into. We've seen some nice individual plays, some nice takes, a couple good shots. You know, the opportunities are occasionally there. They're just not able to find that finishing piece. And, you know, you look at the rosters, and I think it'd be fair to say the Gophers have a little bit less depth to depend on at that varsity level. So they're really trying to do more with less in terms of basketball players as well as, you know, just some pace in general.
See who they come out of the timeout with. Lebanon. Okay, Heaven Tunstall is back in the game. They've also got Sophie Kiker, Katie Bowling as well. For Clinton Prairie, they send back out Emmy Kaiser, who inbounds the ball to Emma Grant. Again, 9 freshmen on this Prairie team. Alexis Perez in the game as well. And so is Lily Coleman, and the 5th player is Clara Coleman, and the ball gets deflected out by Lebanon. So Clinton Prairie keeps possession. Alexis Perez to inbound.
Now Lebanon adding an insult to injury here, trying to go with a little bit of a trap zone. If that ball goes to the corner, they will be on it very, very quickly.
And it's Kiker, it's Aubrey Goodlett, Tunstill, Allie Beer, and also Sophie Kiker, and Lebanon forces the turnover.
And that's the pressure that they live off of. We talked in the first half, a lot of Lebanon's offense comes from some of their defensive steals. We saw it a lot in the first quarter, haven't seen it a ton since then. Coach Vaughn here electing to pick up the pressure and go with that trap zone, trying to force a few more errors from the Gophers.
Tunstill out to the wing, got it to Bowling, and a 3 on the way. Beer, Allie Beer knocking that down. She's got 7 points after that. Nice little move by Grant to get around her defender. Then she picked up her feet. What do we have? Oh, lost her shoe. That's unusual.
It's what we don't have.
Colts, exactly. Colts running back Jonathan Taylor lost his shoe on Sunday in that game against the Texans. That was wild. It went flying on a running play. Frustrating day for the Colts on Sunday. Didn't get helped out by the Stripes. There's a 3 on the way. In and out. And grabbed by Lily Coleman inside to Emma Grant, and Grant is fouled. So that gives the Prairie bench something to be positive about, and they call this foul on Aubrey Goodlett, who just picked up her 2nd.
Yeah, only the 2nd on Goodlett. She's doing a nice job defending that post. Honestly, it was so quick, couldn't quite tell if her feet were set or not, but to your point, I would have to commend our refereeing crew tonight. They're doing much better than an NFL crew. So
yeah, that was
that's something you can hang on your trophy case.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say the refs were the reason the Colts lost that game, but let's be real. That's one of the worst officiated games I've ever seen.
Well,
and I think you'd probably be in agreement with me on that.
I would, but I think what it goes to show is, no matter what sport it is, momentum is huge, right?
Yep.
And so we talk about, even in this game, Clinton Prairie got a little bit of momentum in that second quarter. Now it's kind of swinging back that Lebanon way. Similar things. The referees can sometimes, have a massive effect on that.
Emma Grant's frustrating night continues. She had 2 free throws, couldn't get either of them to fall in. Ava Mount checks in for the first time for Lebanon, a 5'9" sophomore. She's averaging 4 points, 2 rebounds a game. And here is Ellie Cooper, and Cooper with the right idea, but not the execution she wanted as she travels. And Coach Aaron Vaughn of Lebanon, not a happy man, as he calls a timeout here. Tonight's game brought to you by the Frankfurt Eagles, Post 976, serving our community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, the Frankfurt Eagles offers something for everyone. For more information on who they are and what they do, visit FOE.com or stop by 408 North Main Street in Frankfurt. So how about Coach Aaron Vaughn of Lebanon? He's not a happy camper there. And a lot of coaches will tell you this, Kristen. You're not just coaching for this game. You're coaching for what comes next and for the rest of the season, too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, not happy with something he sees out there, obviously, and it could have learned from the first half. He almost let that go on a little bit too long in that second quarter, where Clinton Prairie did start to get some offensive momentum. So very quickly taking the timeout, wants to reorganize, refocus the Tigers, and you said it. You are using these moments to potentially help you later on, either down the season or in the postseason.
Risky pass nearly got stolen, but Perez comes up with it and shot up and in. And that was Clara Coleman who picked that one up. So good to see Clara get in the scoring column for her first 2.
And again, when Clinton Prairie keeps it simple, either stays in their offensive set or finds that easy pass into the post, they're having some success. It's sort of that in-between improvisation period where they're stumbling a bit and turning the ball over.
And that now for Lebanon is their 16th turnover. So for much of this game, Lebanon has committed fewer turnovers than Clinton Prairie, but now they have more than they do.
I think it just goes to, show kind of the wavering, pressure and effort we're seeing from the Lebanon defense. So much of what they do depends on that defensive effort. And when it goes down like this, you see Clinton Prairie, much easier for them to pick through them.
Emma Emma Grant, good to see that for her. She's had a tough night, and she's had so many opportunities not go her way. That time she made a nice move to get around Heaven Tunstall to score. Open three by Cooper. And then the rebound by Perez.
Yeah, a little cold in the second half. That's her spot. She was on fire from the first half from there.
Perez attacks and draws a foul. Well, two things that Perez is good at doing, what I just said, attacking and drawing the foul. She's been pretty relentless.
Yeah, she's great. I mean, I love just the determination. You know, she gets that ball, sees an opening in the paint, goes at the defender. Might as well. You know, we talked about good things happen when you get to the hoop, and she does it again that time drawing the foul. And you keep doing that, I mean, Lebanon's going to end up with some foul trouble here towards the end of the game.
Both teams have committed 2 fouls in this quarter. Perez able to knock the free throw down. Clinton Prairie is 3 of 5 from the line tonight as a team. Ava Mount switches places on the free throw line. Both Mounts in the game. Jade Mount has 10. Ellie Cooper leads Lebanon in scoring with 11. And Perez knocks them both down. So Perez now with 6 to lead Clinton Prairie in scoring, and the lead has dropped to 16.
Yeah, I haven't heard a ton from Jade Mount since halftime. There she is. Gives the ball back to her. But, you know, with her and Goodlett in there, those are 2 really good post players for the Tigers.
Beer forced to back it out. Lob to Mount. She drives, she shoots, and misses, and the rebound by Perez.
It's a good defensive stand by the Gophers there. Not a bad shot by Mount, but anytime Jade Mount's putting the ball on the court, you know they didn't get the look they want.
Clinton Prairie had done so well not turning it over until right there, but Lebanon turns it right back over as Allie Beer commits the offensive foul. That is her second and the third on Lebanon in this quarter. Yep, she just lowered her shoulder. Can't do that. Referee's going to call that every time.
Yeah, it's been a bit of an Achilles heel for Lebanon this year. Is, you know, obviously they want to play with some pace, and we've seen that on the defense as well as offensive end. But sometimes that pace they're a little bit out of control, and I think that's just what you see with Allie Beer there, trying to go a little faster than her body's able to.
Shooting and scoring is Emmy Kaiser, so she's got 5. That's her first basket in the second half. Well, if Clinton Prairie can finish this strong and maybe get this under 10, who knows what can happen as they force another steal. And then a foul on the other end. It's Kaiser drawing the foul on Beer, and look how much has changed. Allie Beer, one of the key starters for Lebanon, now has 3 fouls.
Yeah, and Emmy Kaiser just saying, you know what, fine, I'll do it myself. Just going ahead and taking that momentum, throwing it back the Gophers' way. Big effort play there on the steal, and then a nice job just driving at the driving at the defender there. Gets to the line for 2.
Free throw on the way is good from Emmy Kaiser. Boy, if you are Clinton Prairie, you would love to get to the line as many times as possible with that clock stopped. Sophie Kiker is back in. Katie Bowling has returned to the Lebanon lineup. So Coach Aaron Vaughn of Lebanon making some changes, while Coach Cale Morris of Clinton Prairie has a word with Emma Grant. And the free throw off the front of the rim. Fight for the rebound. They say last touch by Clinton Prairie, so it's Lebanon ball.
Yeah, I think the biggest difference right now we're seeing from the Gophers is they're just being more efficient with the ball. Each trip down the court this time on offense, you feel like they were getting some good looks, but a lot of turnovers. They've really kind of reined that in and is making Lebanon play straight up defense on them.
Lob pass knocked away and stolen by Perez. 19 turnovers by Lebanon. Prairie trying to hold on to it. Now the ball is loose, and what do we have? A jump ball. Who has possession, though? It is with Clinton Prairie, so the Gophers catch a break there, but now they got to be very careful with it. Or no, now they're saying Lebanon. I thought he might have said Tigers, but wasn't quite sure. So that is a tough break there for Clinton Prairie. That's their 17th turnover, right when they got it back going their way.
Yeah, Lebanon uncharacteristically, though, just not taking care of ball at all.
No, they are not. Now that's their 20th giveaway. And Perez and Kaiser have been the 2 players that have forced a lot of these Lebanon mistakes. Kaiser's got to look at a 3. Got it!
She's feeling it in this quarter. Man, again, and she sees the steal and she gets to her spot. One dribble and shot.
She's got 9 points now. Cooper on the other side. She shot that one from way out there, and now it is a 10-point game going into the fourth quarter. Lebanon 35, Clinton Prairie 25. Clinton Prairie outscores them 14-9 in that third quarter. We're back with the fourth next on the ISC Sports Network.
The Willow Creek Barn has been voted the best of weddings on the knot for 4 years running. The Willow Creek Barn has earned its reputation for a reason. With breathtaking grounds, a stunning barn, and a staff that goes above and beyond, making sure that every detail is perfect, your wedding day will be seamless, joyful, and unforgettable. From the first look to the last dance, your happily ever after starts here. To book your dream wedding, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
Fourth quarter, and it's a 35-25 game. Lebanon was up by as many as 22, but then Clinton Prairie now has come back, and they have cut it to a 10-point game. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Laser Edge Turf and Excavation, who keeps your property looking sharp and projects moving forward. From mowing and lawn fertilization to directional boring, trenching, and excavation, we deliver precision and reliability every time. Cutting clean, digging deep, and building strong. That's Laser Edge. Well, Clinton Prairie certainly had a laser-like focus about them. They were, in that third quarter, they forced Lebanon into 9 turnovers in that third quarter alone. It was 11 turnovers at the half for Lebanon. Now they've got 20 for the game, and Clinton Prairie's fighting really hard to try to get their first win of the season.
So not only, they forced 9 turnovers in that quarter and only held Lebanon to 9 points. I don't know how many times this happened where you have as many turnovers in a quarter as you do points. But that has been just the biggest difference is Lebanon either, not taking the ball. Oh, my gosh. Kaiser's on fire again from behind the arc. Not taking care of the ball, and Kaiser's doing everything in her power to take advantage of it, John.
Now she's got 12, and this is the closest that Clinton Prairie has been since the first half. Ever since Lebanon jumped out to that 14-2 lead at the end of the first quarter, Clinton Prairie cut it to 9 a couple times, but Lebanon kept pushing it up as a shot missed by Mount and a key offensive rebound and put back there by Katie Bowling. Boy, did the Tigers need that badly.
They absolutely did, and Bowling staying with it. Not necessarily a bad shot there from Mount, but I don't think that's their first choice. And then it's just a hustle play there by Bowling.
On the other side, a good look by Clara Coleman, but she couldn't get it to go down, and Lebanon tries to take advantage off the miss. Beers got it, but Allie Beers got to be careful. She's got 3 fouls to go along with her 7 points. Ellie Cooper's got 11, but she didn't score in that third quarter. Now you've got Kiker spinning around and getting it to Mount. Mount trying to tell her to clear out. Now she hands it back off to her. And traveling violation called. Lebanon's offense has been out of sorts here in the second half.
And credit Clinton Prairie's defense. I mean, it has come alive in the second half. We talk about Kaiser, cutting off those passing lanes. Alexis Perez as well, getting a few steals. They just want to keep that going in this fourth quarter and see how things land.
Sophie Kiker commits the foul there. That is her first. But Kiker's having a tough time. She was not happy she committed that last turnover, and she's trying to be lifted up by her teammates right now. Then she commits the foul there. Perez directing traffic. Clinton Prairie trying to get their first win of the season. Lebanon 1-5 trying to get on the right track as well. Perez looking for Kaiser. Kaiser drives in and gives it back to Perez. Perez getting a screen. Now in the hands of Coleman. Coleman driving on Mount, lost the handle, tipped up, down on the ground. Clara Coleman's got it, jump ball. And what do we have? I think it is. I have to figure out who has the arrow. It's Lebanon, yep, because Clinton Prairie had it to start the fourth quarter, so Lebanon gets the arrow that time. Coach Cale Morris of Clinton Prairie trying to plead his case to the officials.
Yeah, he wanted a foul there on that loose ball. I mean, great effort from both teams, though. A couple deflections there on that one. Jump ball is probably a fair outcome.
And a nice back cut on the other side by Katie Bowling. Bowling has scored both buckets here in the fourth quarter. and they were much needed because Clinton Prairie had cut it to 7. Lebanon pushes it back to 11. On the other end, Lily Coleman drives, has nowhere to go. Mount cuts off the baseline to her. Now Perez. Perez driving in, draws the foul on Mount, and almost had a three-point play out of it. That's just the first foul on Mount, though.
Yeah, a bit of a circus shot there, but, I mean, again, you love the aggression, getting to the paint, throws it up, and, yeah, it does almost go in there. But, you see Allie Bear there trying to dig from the perimeter. Much, much more like Lebanon's offense there. But, again, if the Gophers continue to get into the paint or take those early open threes, they're still in this, and that's the way to get back into this game by the end of the quarter.
Alexis Perez and Emmy Kaiser have been the two players that have really keyed this turnaround, and she gets both of those to go down. Alexis Perez is 4 of 4 from the line. She's got 8 points, and the lead is back down to 9.
That's so key. They've got their free throw shooting has been great this evening. You don't say that about many teams very often. Often you're almost focusing on the missed free throws. I think if you're going to preach getting to the paint, you got to make your free throws as well.
Beer. Lob in, Bowling, missing, rebound, Goodlet. Goodlet back up, doesn't get it to go, rebound, Perez. I'm not saying Lebanon should always hold the ball and try to run the clock out, but holding it might not be a bad idea. But Grant misfires on a 3, Beer off and running, lobbing it inside to Kiker. She runs out of real estate and has it taken away, a jump ball. This time it favors Clinton Prairie, or at least it should. And I think the Clinton Prairie fans are mad because she had taken it away and could have had a fast break.
I thought it was a really quick whistle on the jump ball. I was thinking the same thing, could have had a steal there. But, again, it goes right back to what you were saying. Obviously you're not imploring Lebanon to hold the ball, but can you slow it down? Can you take better care of the ball? Because, again, there you see a turnover from them rushing, getting ahead of themselves, not making the smart passes or conservative plays right now.
Perez drives, shoots, and misses. She had a wide-open Kaiser in the corner, didn't pass it to her. The other side, Bowling, and a foul is called. And that one is on Lily Coleman, just her first. But that is the team's second, so both teams with 2 fouls here in this pivotal fourth quarter. Lebanon trying to hold on, get their second win of the season. Clinton Prairie trying to get their first win of the season. Beer off balance in the lane, doesn't go. Rebound taken out of there by Lily Coleman.
Yeah, Beer takes it to the hoop there. On the switch, Jade Mount had the mismatch, but just going for the layup a little too quickly there.
Perez spins back in. Coleman now to Perez. Grant was trying to find something, could not. Now Grant attacks, got around her defender and Kiker and scores. Emma Grant now with 4 points.
You love it. I mean, she's just so scrappy. Looks like maybe the smallest player on the court there, going up against those post players for the nice lay-in for 2 points.
Bowling down to Goodlet, back to Bowling. Thought about the 3, passed it up. Lebanon trying to kill some clock here, up 7. Ball knocked away from Allie Beer, and a jump ball. This time Lebanon should have the arrow, so they avoid the pressure. But Madison German Potter did a good job to come down there and get it. She was solid in that second quarter. She scored 2 points and made some big defensive plays.
Yeah, she's been really good for the Gophers this evening. I mean, if I'm Lebanon, though, you've got Jade Mount and Katie Bowling in the game, which you didn't have almost at all in that first half. Can you utilize them? Put them on the post. Let them work off each other. Both are great inside-out players.
Well, you called for it, Kristen, and you got it. Jade Mount scores that layup off the pass, and Mount has 12 points now to lead Lebanon in scoring. Ellie Cooper right behind her with 11, and Allie Beer has 7. Now time is really becoming a factor, working against Clinton Prairie. Inside, good pass, but Clara Coleman just couldn't finish. That's just been the story of the night for Clinton Prairie. They've had some decent looks, just have not been able to get them to fall. And now there's really no need for Lebanon to rush.
No, not at all. But you're absolutely right, John. They're playing some good basketball. It's just that finishing piece, but it's so tough for a Gophers team. I mean, you don't really have a true, post player that can really dominate that paint. So when they get in there, you're talking about some point guards, shooting guards, some smaller girls that really have to go up against some of these Lebanon players.
Foul whistled against Clara Coleman, her first. The free throw is good for Allie Beer, giving her 8 on the night. And Lily Coleman is now coming back in. See what Allie Beer can do on the second one, and got the roll. Don't forget, dine in or carry out. The South Fork restaurant is known for daily lunch and dinner specials, fresh, never frozen, whole catfish, hand-battered tenderloins, and award-winning onion rings. The kitchen open Monday through Saturday from 11 to 8:30. Join us at 105 South Glick Street in Mulberry, or visit southforkpub.com for the latest menu options. Perez to Coleman. Lily Coleman got the step on Mount, but then Mount's height just helped force the miss there.
Yeah, it's a good move by Coleman. I actually love it. Mount's laying off of her there at the free throw line. She goes ahead and makes a shot fake and drives on her. You said it, Mount just too big, closing that space a little too fast for her to get the shot off.
And Bowling trying to toe tap the line, and her coach bailed her out. He said, you know what, I don't like this possession. I've seen us turn it over 22 times. We are not letting this one slip away from us. Healthy Communities of Clinton County offers free navigation services for all pregnant women. A licensed nurse is available to help you with free pregnancy tests and prenatal vitamins, insurance assistance, prenatal appointment assistance, smoking or vaping cessation, breastfeeding, labor, delivery, safe sleep, car seat, and newborn care education. Call Libby at 765-659-6063 for more information. This game also brought to you in part by the Willow Creek Barn. Attention all engaged couples. Discover why the Willow Creek Barn has been voted the Knott's Best of Weddings for 4 years in a row. Nestled just outside of Frankfort, our venue offers stunning indoor and outdoor ceremony options with breathtaking photo opportunities. We provide the perfect backdrop for your dream barn wedding. And to start planning your unforgettable day, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com. Well, Clinton Prairie got as close as 7 in that second half here, and, man, it looked like they were turning things around. They had cut a double-digit deficit down, but then Lebanon just was able to push it back up, get a couple big free throws, force some mistakes out of the Gophers, and that's just been the story of their tough season so far.
Yeah, at this point, 11 points, probably too much to overcome at this point in the game. But with that being said, I mean, Clinton Prairie has put on a nice display. Don't even want to say in the second half, throughout the game. I think they've battled well. I think they've won the momentum and taken it to their advantage when they can. They were very efficient in the second half, I would say, and that's what got them back into this game towards the end here, is making the right decisions, taking care of the ball, and really credit their defense, giving Lebanon some fits, especially in the second half.
And again, one thing that's got to be positive for you if you're Clinton Prairie, you scored on average 27 points a game coming in. Tonight you have 32. So the defense at times led to offense.
Right. Defensively, they've also, held Lebanon to a respectable number, I would say. Nothing that you would say, you couldn't blame this one on poor defense if you're Clinton Prairie.
Lebanon knows they don't really need to do anything besides dribble the clock out. Prairie has to foul, and Lily Coleman there commits the crime. That is her second. And that is the fourth on Prairie, so they have to foul one more time in this quarter to put Lebanon at the line for 2 automatic free throws. And Bowling plays it in. What a job by Katie Bowling. A tough first half for her, but 6 points here in the second half. Some big rebounds, some defensive plays. Nice cut to the basket there, but she misses. Mount couldn't save it, or, well, she's happy that it went her way, so they're saying it was off of Prairie, and Emmy Kaiser was hunched over for a second, but she's all right.
Yeah, Bowling, their leading scorer, rebounder, stealer, sitting out most of that first half. I think that she played not only a great second half, but she was a very steadying force for this Lebanon team. And those moments where the Gophers really grabbed possession and went on some runs there, she was there to kind of calm everyone down, find the lane, whatever it might be that kind of got the Tigers back on the same page.
And Perez had to step over because Goodlet was wide open. Nice design play there by Aaron Vaughn, the Lebanon coach. Helped get Goodlet wide open. She knocks the free throw in, giving her 5.
I thought Goodlet's been really good tonight as well. Not exactly, you're not saying her name every single play, but she is defensively really tough, and she offers great court awareness. We saw a few times Jade Mount get doubled, and she's able to find that dump off to Aubrey Goodlet.
Perez. Oh, nifty move. Almost scored off that. Offensive rebound put back does not go for Lily Coleman. Rebound Mount. And I suppose Clinton Prairie can foul here if they want, and they do by Coleman. And Beer heads to the line. One thing, too, that I know Lebanon will want to have go their way a much better way in the upcoming part of the season is free throw shooting. They shoot 62% as a team. Collectively tonight, they are 4 of 6, so that's 67%, right on the edge there. So Beer to the free throw line. She made her last 2 from there and make it 3, so that gives her now 10 points on the night. We'll name our player of the game after this. Once we get to the post-game show, Allie Beer knocks them both in, giving her 11. 46-32. Lebanon back on top by 14. 7 points is all Clinton Prairie's been able to score here in the fourth quarter. But they showed some signs and some grit and some toughness, unable to get a shot off, and that does it. So Clinton Prairie drops to 0-6 on the year. Lebanon improves with the win now to 2-5, and things are going in the right direction more for the Tigers. We'll start our Willow Creek Barn postgame show where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. And your thoughts, Kristen, about what was a competitive game. It was a sloppy game. Yeah. We had a lot of turnovers, but in the end, hard fought, and Lebanon was challenged, and Clinton Prairie played hard, and it just didn't go their way tonight. But Lebanon has got to feel great about coming out of here with the win.
Yeah, that's one of those games where I think if I'm Lebanon's head coach, I walk into that locker room and I say, hey, we didn't play our best. It wasn't pretty. Take this as a lesson. We're lucky to get out of here with a win, but we got to take better care of the ball. I mean, that many turnovers is insane. And you have to credit, Clinton Prairie. Obviously, it stinks not to win. No one likes to be in this position. You can see it a little bit on some of their faces, but they battled so hard. And you've got to give them credit for that. Defensively, they stepped up. Offensively, it would have been easy to throw in the towel after that first quarter, but they didn't. They came back, they battled, they found some rhythm there. And again, I would almost describe this as the Tigers lucky to survive that one against the Gophers.
Yep, and our player of the game is brought to you by the Frankfurt Eagles, and I know you're not going to be surprised to hear this. It was Jade Mount for the Lebanon Tigers. Mount was the one who got this game going. If you remember back in the first quarter, she scored the first 4 points of the game for Lebanon, really got them going on the right foot. She ends up with 12 points, tied for the lead on all scores. Emmy Kaiser with Clinton Prairie also with 12, but Jade Mount just too much to deal with down low.
Yeah, absolutely. She is a fantastic inside-out player, and you see here, she's the body of a post player with the basketball awareness of a point guard. She knows where to be to find herself some space, we saw her take some short jumpers, obviously great at finishing on the block, but she's just one of those Swiss Army knife players for Lebanon that, you almost disguises herself just as this pure post player, but can hurt you a lot of different ways, and she did that tonight against Clinton Prairie.
46-32 the final. Lebanon ends up outscoring Clinton Prairie 11-7 in that final quarter to improve to 2-5 on the season. Our broadcast tonight brought to you in part by Day and Genda Funeral Home, putting family first. Healthy Communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice. Mulberry Telecommunications, your local hometown fiber provider. The Frankfurt Eagles, post 976. The Frankfurt Eagles, people helping people. And the Willow Creek Barn, providing a picturesque setting for the barn wedding of your dreams. For my partner, Kristen Hazley, and our wonderful technical director, Sean Walker, I am John Herrick saying so long from Clinton Prairie High School tonight. As your final score for the final time, the Lebanon Tigers 46, the Clinton Prairie Gophers 32. You've been watching high school girls basketball on the ISC Sports Network, where local lives here.
At Mulberry Telecommunications, it doesn't matter whether you play from home, learn from home, or work from home. We have you covered with fiber-fast internet. Whether you video chat to stay connected with friends and family, or operate a small business, you can do so with the reliability that Mulberry Telecommunications fiber internet provides. From streaming video to regular web surfing, the possibilities really are endless. And that's a reason for all of us to celebrate. Packages start at just $49.95. Visit Mintel.